Don't be oppressed. Know your rights and claim them, because when one woman stands up for herself, she stands up for all the women. Hey everyone, this is Divya Shetty and welcome back to my channel. Now, the Indian legal system provides for plethora of rights for all the Indian women. I'm here to list them, take them down. Right number one, right of private defense or self-defense. Now, it is a defensive right. You can cause hurt, grievous hurt, or even death in protecting your body or another person's body from the assailant. But you can kill the assailant without attracting liability and punishment only in certain circumstances, like, for example, when you feel that the assailant is about to cause you death or a grievous hurt or commit rape, kidnapping, or abduction, or he intends to lock you in a room or throws or attempts to throw acid at you, then you can kill that person. Yes, you heard it right. You can kill that person and law will protect you. Right number two, right to free legal aid. If you are an aggrieved woman, you are entitled to claim free legal services from the Legal Service Authorities recognized under the Legal Service Authorities Act 1987, irrespective of whether you can afford legal services on your own or not. There are various authorities constituted for the same. Now, these legal services include assisting in the conduct of any case or other legal proceedings before any court or tribunal or authority, and also advising on legal matters. Right number three, right against dowry. Dowry system, that is giving or taking of dowry by bride or bridegroom or by their parents at, before, or even after the marriage, is penalized by Dowry Prohibition Act 1961. The Act defines dowry as any property or valuable security given or agreed to be given either directly or indirectly by one party to the other. But it does not include dower or meher in the case of persons to whom Muslim personal law applies. So if you take, give, or even abet giving or taking of dowry, then you shall be punishable with a minimum imprisonment of 5 years and minimum fine of rupees 15,000. Right number four, right against domestic violence. Now, every woman is entitled to the right against domestic violence with her by virtue of the enactment of Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act in 2005. Domestic violence includes within its ambit not only physical abuse, but also mental, sexual, and economic abuse. So if you're a daughter or a wife or even a live-in partner and is subjected to any of such abuses, then you are well covered under the provisions of this act and may seek different remedies provided thereof. Now, what you can do is you may contact the Women Helpline number 1091 and register your complaint. You may also approach the police to register your case. The police is bound to register FIR. Please remember, the police is bound to register FIR and investigate thereto. But in case it refuses to do so, then you may write a letter stating your case to SP, that is Superintendent of Police, and post it. If SP feels that the information discloses a cognizable offense, then he may either himself investigate or direct his subordinate police officers to register the case and investigate it. Now, just in case SP also denies you, you may directly approach the magistrate having jurisdiction in your area and move your application under Section 12 of the Domestic Violence Act with help of your lawyer. Right number five, rights at workplace. You have a right to have a ladies' toilet where you work. At places with more than 30 female workers, providing facilities for care and feeding of children is mandatory. The government in 2013 has also enacted an exclusive legislation, the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act 2013. So if any person at your workplace asks you for any sort of sexual favors or makes sexually colored remarks and whistles looking at you or sings obscene songs looking at you, touches you inappropriately or shows pornography, then all that will constitute sexual harassment and you may complain to the internal complaint committee, which is required to be constituted by the employer at each office or even branch with 10 or more employees. Now, the district officer is also required to constitute a local complaints committee at each district and if required at the block level. Apart from this, IPC also penalizes sexual harassment under 354A by providing an imprisonment of 1 to 3 years. Right number six, right to equal pay. We now have a gender neutral law. A male and a female is entitled to the same pay for the same work. The Equal Remuneration Act provides for the same. It ensures payment of equal remuneration to both men as well as women workers for the same work or work of a similar nature. In the context of recruitment and service condition, there will be no discrimination on the basis of gender. Right number 7, right to dignity and decency. Now, every woman has the right to live in dignity, free of fear, coercion, violence, and discrimination. Law very well respects women's dignity and modesty. The criminal law provides for the punishment for offenses committed against women like sexual harassment, assault with intent to disrobe her or to outrage her modesty, voyeurism, stalking, etc. In case the woman herself is accused of an offense and arrested, she is behaved and dealt with decency. Her arrest and search should be made with strict regard to decency by a woman police officer, and her medical examination should be carried out by a woman medical officer or in supervision of a woman medical officer. In rape cases, so far as practicable, a woman police officer should register the FIR. Furthermore, she cannot be arrested. We had discussed this in our earlier video as well. A woman cannot be arrested after sunset and before sunrise except for a special permission of the magistrate by a woman police officer. Right number 8, right to maintenance. Now, maintenance includes the basic necessities of life like food, shelter, clothes, education, healthcare facilities, etc. A married woman is entitled to get maintenance from her husband even after her divorce till she doesn't remarry. Now, maintenance depends on the standard of living of the wife and also at the same time circumstances and income of the husband. Section 125 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 puts an obligation on the husband to maintain his divorced wife except when the wife lives in adultery or refuses to live with husband without reasonable cause, or when both of them live separately by mutual consent. Under the said section, any Indian woman, irrespective of her caste and religion, can claim maintenance from her husband. Now, a small bit of information for you guys. If you are a graduate or you are in your HSC or you have just completed your HSC, or in that case, you are anyone who is interested in doing law and pursuing the LLB degree, then we have something for you. We are conducting a free webinar on law entrance examinations like CLAT and MHCET 2022 on Sunday, that is 21st of November 2021. This webinar is absolutely free, and if you are interested in joining this webinar, then all you have to do is WhatsApp us your name on this number 720-887-0054. We will share with you all the details with regards to the webinar, and also we will share with you our prospectus so you can have a look at the same. We have also mentioned our social media handles over here, so you can come and join our family. Looking forward to personally interact with all of you on Sunday, that is 21st of November. Till then, bye everyone. Take very good care of yourself and your family.